Hi again, this is Rick with AmazingAccuracy.com. It is September 3rd, 2018. It's currently 11:11 a.m. Chicago time, and we're back looking at the Australian dollar. Right now it's the daily chart we're taking a look at, and the reason why is back on August 15th, I uploaded here on YouTube my prediction or forecast or whatever you want to call it based on F dates of what I thought the Australian dollar was likely to do at that time. And if you go back and see that video, I'll put a link down in the description area below, so if you don't know where that video is, where I talk about prices going to bottom and rally up off of that time period, which it did, right on the nose, excellent, and then moved all the way up here to August 21st, which is the very top of this overbought zone, which did its job, and it's turned prices back down again. So the previous video was right on the money, really good to know in advance. I gave it to you in advance. I certainly hope you guys are happy. Anyway, I have notations that I put here ahead of time whenever I'm doing analysis. I like to give me little mental notes because I look at so many markets I don't remember what I was thinking at 1 minute from the next. And I had noted August 20, so apparently I was expecting 1 day previous, and it was just 1 day later, which is fine. That's even better if you're long the trade. So that's why that's there. And prices have already gone and written and printed over my previous notation, which I had down here for August 28th. And the F date itself, which is this red diamond, was August 29th. So I was, for some reason, anticipating a date early, and it sure enough happened a date early, also in this overbought zone, when prices pulled back, then rallied one more time, fell short, and on August 28th made this top. So come 1 day early of August 29th, I would have been looking for something, and we got something right here, August 28th, and then it went down. But that, I didn't talk about that in the video, so I'm just kind of mentioning it here in case you're wondering what these little writings are that I put on these charts. Now, this F date has already done its job. It predicted this top here, and the one that was over here predicted this bottom here. So now we're coming up to another one here. This is September 5th. That means it becomes a real interest come September 4th. See, just like here was one early, you really want to start looking within 1 bar. It could be 1 bar early, 1 bar later, right on the money. So that's when I really start looking at the potential for a turn. But the reason I want to talk about it right now is not to predict what will happen on 9/5, but to let you know that I believe this week is very important for the Australian dollar and for those who trade it and watch my forecast videos. Subscribers are rewarded. So here we're going to go to the weekly chart, and here's what has my interest. You can see I have a little notation up here. It's been up here for many weeks, and it says September 7th. That means week of September 7th, because this is a weekly chart, and each bar represents one whole trading week. So this week happens to be week ending 9/7. I'm very interested in what's going to happen here, and you can see that I also have this weekly turn date, this weekly F date, right here for 9/7. It says 9/7, then it has a less than sign in there. It means 9/7 with higher probability being the bar before as opposed to being late. So this just kind of gives you an early, late probability indicator, but it does not make a prediction. The prediction is always within plus or minus 1 bar of the indication here, and that's this week, 9/7. We don't care about last week now because we've already moved lower than last week. It is now out of the equation. We only care about this week and next week. But this week, the probability is high, so we're going to focus on this week because I'm going back again to what I see here, the potential for bottoming in this area right here, this F date here, 9/5 plus or minus. So, and then of course early next week there's 9/10, which 1 bar early in 9/10 is this Friday, which is 9/7, because you don't count weekends. So we actually have 9/5 and 9/7 is 2 days this week to watch, and if this week doesn't pull it off, though I believe the probability is high that it would, but if it doesn't pull it off, then you could be looking at early next week because you're going to be within 1 day of that 9/10, which is a Monday. All right. So back to the weekly chart. Here we are again. Now, remember previously when I made that other forecast that nailed it right there, went, okay, the weekly turn was also anticipated. We had a dollar sign, which means this is higher probability than the usual high probability. See, anytime we have the red diamond, which is an F date, that is a high probability. It runs around 81% or better. You put the dollar sign in there and you're going way up into the 90 percentile probability range, which is pretty awesome. And did it do its job? It sure did. It predicted a weekly swing bottom. It got a weekly swing bottom. The trend's still continuing down. That's no surprise. But we got the weekly swing bottom when the next following week went even higher and then capped out at the top of the overbought territory that you see right here. It's a short term as far as this weekly time frame. It's short term, but it's still a 4-week overbought zone. Here you have a 16-week or an 8-week and a 16-week, which are overlapping, and that was way back here. But this is a shorter term one. And here we have all 3 groupings here. So right now we're not in this. I would love to see it go in this before making this weekly swing bottom. But remember, it does not have to. Okay, it's just, if it gets into an extreme like this, it's just like putting more marbles on your side of the probability equation. So I like it when it's down in these extended areas here, the overbought, oversold. But what we focus on is right here. We are expecting a weekly swing bottom. Why a bottom and not a top? Well, look at what we have. We have lower weekly price bars. You can't get a top from a lower bar. You can only get a bottom. That's easy. Same was right here, except remember in the previous video I said my only concern was that there was already a weekly swing top here. Notice how the high of this weekly bar here is greater than the inside bar high here. See, it had already made this weekly swing top within 1 bar of this dollar sign weekly turn date. So I was concerned about that. However, I was very, very solid in my explanation on the video, and you could go back and watch it, that we would have a rally coming off that bottom going up, and I explain why, and I won't explain again because it's in that video. Go check it out. And there's that weekly swing top situation there that made this here happen. So this all happened here. This whole correction thing was with this weekly turn date, but the bottom was not in as far as long term, because as you can see, it then reversed again, not surprisingly, within the same weekly turn date window. So the daily was the big wahoo for that, which was great. The weekly, not so much until now. 9/7, I have it noted here for a reason because I feel it's important. So look for a weekly swing bottom to form. Now I got my chips for this week. This is the week I'm favoring, and I've already mentioned the days that I really would like to look at would be like 9/5, 9/7. But if it doesn't do it, then we can go into early next week because that is still within 1 bar. But now is the time for those of us who trade the Australian dollar to keep an eye on this time period right here. We are looking for a weekly swing bottom, and I believe that it is an important weekly swing bottom as we're now getting close to this oversold zone. All right, well, that's about it. I think I've killed the dead horse more than it needs to be dead, so I'm going to go ahead and conclude this video where we are right now. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Really help support the channel, and I'm trying to get the subscribership over 1,000 because YouTube doesn't pay any attention to you until you get over 1,000 subscribers. So subscriptions really help. Give me a like if you like the information, and leave comments below if you have any. I check it once a week or so. So leave your comments, but be patient as far as getting any kind of a reply, okay? And of course, we do have our membership at AmazingAccuracy.com. Come check us out. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.